Hello everyone. How are we all tonight, or today if you're in Australia? It's Monday at 1:03 p.m. And it's hot here. Let's see what the temperature is, shall we? Welcome in everyone. It is 28 degrees here. That's Celsius. So not too hot, but apparently tomorrow is going to be. Let's have a little look and see who's here. Hey Emily. Hey Amy. I just sent you a message, Amy. Hey Gail. Hey Spider Lady. I hope everyone's well. So, let me pop up Restream so we can see if anyone else is chatting. We are streaming on Facebook in our Facebook group, All Things True Crime. We are streaming on DLive. We are streaming on Periscope. Hey Periscopers. We are also streaming on YouTube. So I have the Restream bot up and working, so you should be able to talk to each other from different platforms. The only thing is that in Periscope and the Facebook group, the messages you don't see the replies, which is kind of annoying. Unfortunately, but we're all hanging out over on YouTube if you want to come and join us. Hey Bella Blue. I hope everyone is well. So before we get stuck into things today's going to be a mishmash of a whole bunch of cases, but I'm going to not watch chat from a different device like I usually do and see if that helps with the streaming quality during the live today. So let me know how that goes. I have been researching to see if there's anything else I can do as well. And a big hello to everyone who's watching the restream, what do you call it? Yeah, the restream, I suppose. The after show, if you're watching it not live. Say hello in the comments so we can have a chat. Yes, please share and subscribe. I am going to just double check that I've shared this out. I've shared it in the Facebook group, but let's share it on Facebook. Let's go to the new control room on Facebook. Let's see if I can handle it this time. Huh, won't let me. How bizarre. Okay, I guess I'll have to go to the old one then. That's annoying. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Mine was hot, but thankfully I didn't wake up with a headache this morning, so I feel better than I did. So I guess I have to go to a new window then. That's annoying. To share it on Facebook. Let me just quickly share this out. Okay, here we go. So I can't see chat whenever the only side effect will be side effect. So medical. The only issue is going to be that I won't be able to see chat all the time, but I'm going to hope that it helps with the buffering issue. Now I have to find the live again. Hey Earthbound, you're not too late. We're only just starting. Hey Bunny Bubs, how are you? So just before I went live, I actually got an Amazon package, and as someone in Australia, we don't really use Amazon a whole bunch because they launched the Amazon Australia site and everything is so freaking expensive on it that it's cheaper to get everything off eBay. And so I never get Amazon. So I had an Amazon box. I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. And Amy, beautiful Amy in the chat, has sent Bella a present. So I'm going to film her later opening her present and pop it on my second channel. So that will be cute. Let's just check that the restream's working. Hey, Jack's mum, how are you? Let's see if that's working. I haven't opened it yet, Amy, so I'm gonna wait until I'll open it with Bella. I'm just gonna check that Streamlabs is working and then we can get started. If you guys saw my video that I put up, a very petty Christmas on my second channel, it doesn't seem like Streamlabs is working. Bella opened a present all by herself. She even got the bone, the Nyla bone out of the bubble wrap. Crazy. Okay, let me get Streamlabs working and everyone can settle in because this is going to be a big stream today. Today and tomorrow's will be big streams. So today we're going to look at a whole bunch of cases. There's just so much going on. Finally, Streamlabs is working. Oh, hang on. I know what I did wrong. Let me change that command. So today's streams a whole bunch of cases. There's a lot going on in true crime, which is kind of sad. I don't know about you guys, but it sucks. Oh, Britt, is it happening on every channel? So it's not just my streams? Because I'm trying my absolute hardest and I don't understand. I really don't. I don't understand why the audio is doing that. I've got everything set up perfectly. She's not someone that I give soft toys to, Jack's mum, because someone bought her soft toys. My friend Vicky bought her soft toys and she eviscerated the toy. She gutted the toy within 5 seconds. And I'm not even exaggerating. If you go and watch the video, it's like midway through the video, she gutted the penguin. It was very violent. And she freaks out over the squeakers. It's really funny. It's really funny, but it's also a waste of money. So Amy said to me, I want to get toys. And I just said, please don't get soft toys because you should just rip your money up. They don't last. I mean, I bought her soft toys because I wanted to see her destroy them and they were on sale. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Okay, so it's not just my streams. Earthbound Spirit is saying almost all your audio seems better tonight. That's okay. So I feel a little bit better knowing that it's not just me, because I've been trying to rack my brain. I've been researching. I deleted a whole bunch of things off my computer, worried that it was something I did. It's just been a bit of a stressor. So it's a YouTube thing, I think. All right. Yeah, settle in, get cozy. We have a lot of cases to cover today. So initially there were 4 cases I wanted to talk about. Actually, there were 3 and then I've added 2 others. I wanted to talk about Chrystul Kizer. Someone, I think it was even Spider Lady, posted about it in our group, All Things True Crime. And it's a really interesting case because it's going to generate some interesting conversations. So I want to discuss that today. There's a 14-year-old teen that's been missing for a week, and that is Harley Dilly. And so I want to talk about his case, and there's been some updates in the last hour as well with that one. I also wanted to talk about the Mormon Family Massacre in Mexico because that there's been another update with that, and I haven't touched on that case yet at all. Then I believe it was yesterday, someone mentioned that A woman named Erin Pascal killed her 2 children in Boston. So I wanted to touch on that. And then another case that I read about this morning. I was just on Twitter and I found that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson had retweeted about a case out of Michigan, and the man's name is Kevin Bacon. It's no relation. And he was murdered, and this is a case that really touched me, and I really want to talk about it, and I want to follow this case through, because I believe that I am very pro-police, but I believe that the system failed this man a lot. So we have so much to talk about. And the thing is, streaming every second day, I feel like I'm always playing catch up. There's just so much to go through when it comes to all these cases. It's kind of a little depressing. I have got a page of cases I want to cover and I can't get to them, and I want to do edited videos as well, and I can't get to them because I'm so busy with other cases. It's just crazy. So I'm going to continue with the every second day because of my health, but every once in a while I'll come on and do an extra one if I'm feeling okay, because I want to cover more cases and get more people's stories out there. So Spider Lady, which case were they arguing over? I have a feeling the Chrystul Kizer case is going to we're going to have some very interesting conversations about that. So we have 5 cases, which is a lot. It really is. I don't know where we want to jump in. We've got, hey Nicole, how are you? Actually, there could be some discussions with the Kevin Bacon case as well, actually, when you said that as well. There could be some issues with people not agreeing with police, blah, 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 as well. Okay, so we've got Harley Dilly, the 14-year-old. We have Chrystul Kizer. We have Kevin Bacon, Erin Pascal, and the Mormon Family Massacre. Where the heck do we want to start? Where do we want to start? So much to dive into, guys. Should we start on one that the Kizer case was causing arguments? Yeah, I maybe we can start there. Hey, Amy Gibbs, how are you doing? Hey, Soldier Photos, how are you? Let's start on the Chrystul Kizer one, because this is a case that I haven't made my mind up how I feel about it yet, and I still haven't read a whole bunch. As usual, I'm going to add my sources in the, what do you call it? The description box, because I feel like it's important to credit the people's articles. Okay, so let's start with Kevin Bacon then. And we're not going to do Kevin Bacon jokes because this case will break you a little bit. It's so sad. So Kevin Bacon is a 25-year-old man who, you will see his photo come up on the screen in a minute. Hey Kelly Bell, how are you doing? No, it's not the Kevin Bacon. And I saw a lot of people making jokes on Twitter, and I get it. People need to make jokes. I do that too. But this case is just so upsetting, and it's so fresh that I can't even do that yet. I just can't. And unfortunately, on Facebook, he wasn't even allowed to put his name as his actual name, because I guess people make fake accounts as Kevin Bacon, so he had to go as Kevin Bako. Okay, so let's dive into this. I've put a lot in the All Things True Crime. I've actually made a thread about this case, and I found this case through a retweet that Jeffree Star put out. he was a fan of Jeffree Star, and someone let Jeffree Star know, and Jeffree Star, huge YouTuber, has a beauty line. He donated $20,000 to the family for Kevin's funeral, which is incredible. So let me just get my... Basically what happened is on Christmas Eve, Kevin went to meet someone off the app Grindr. Kevin was LGBT plus, he was gay. He met someone on Grindr and was going to meet up with them. He was reported missing shortly, I think the next day. All of his conversations with who he'd met up with on Christmas Eve were deleted as well, which is very interesting. And unfortunately, Grindr wasn't helping and retrieving the messages. Don't get me started on how annoyed I am at that. Unfortunately, he has been found, and he was found sadly deceased on Saturday morning. He was found in the home of the man he'd met on Grindr. And that man has been arrested and is in Shiawassee County Jail for open murder. And I found out that open murder means you can be charged with first or second degree murder. He was last seen around 5 p.m. Tuesday, but his friends did text him. I have seen texts from friends late that night saying to, I think, his roommate what was happening, that he was going to meet someone. His car was found in Clayton Township near Flint. No clues about that at all. The man that's been arrested, I actually have his photo, him and his partner's photo. Let me get it for you. I just can't see chat at the moment. This case, I mean, okay, and so we have to talk about the fact that, let me just get this other photo. Okay, so the man on the right, these men are a couple, and the man on the right has been arrested. Oh, don't do that, Bridget. There we go. Has been arrested and charged with open murder. Now let me go back to the group and have a look at everything I put in that thread. So the thing that makes me mad about this case is that this isn't the first time that that man has done something like this. This is not new. Let me get the screenshot. The homeowner's name is Mark, so they believe that it is Mark. And the other guy's been cooperating with police. But it doesn't say when. A couple of months ago, a man escaped from this man's home and ran to a neighbor and asked them to call the police. And so there's an article about this in the local paper, and it says, it's by the Argus Press, I think. It says, reports Monday afternoon that a man had escaped from being chained in a basement, was able to break free, and was running away from his alleged captor turned out to not be completely accurate. According to Michigan State Police, Lieutenant Dave Kizer, a man was in fact running away from being chained up in a basement, but it was the result of a consensual sexual encounter with another man. One was chained up in the basement, Kizer said. There was some role-playing and BDSM type stuff going on. The man was released from the chains when the act was over. The two men then went upstairs, were laying in bed, and the man who was chained up got a little freaked out and fled the residence. Kizer said the other man gave chase. He wasn't trying to get away from the other guy, Kizer said. He wasn't completely naked. He was wearing a $300 leather cape, and that's the reason the other man was chasing him. Michigan State Police units responded to the call, but due to the nature of the incident, no criminal charges were filed, and both men were released. The guy that was chasing the other one, just wanted his leather cape back. But someone else has come out and said that their uncle was actually that neighbor, and he said that that man was shaking and crying and bleeding profusely from his face, and he looked like he said he looked scared for his life. So I think that I mean, I'm making assumptions here, I understand that, but I don't know how consensual this all really was. He wasn't charged with anything. Nothing happened with that, and it was dropped. Someone else has also been doing some respectful stalking, and in 2013, this Mark guy was also charged with kidnapping and parental interference. He actually went through a I can't say the word. A hearing, I can't say the word. Competency. I can't say it for some reason today. My brain just doesn't want to work. A hearing to find out if he was competent or not, and he was found incompetent to stand trial. So I don't know. It's kind of, I don't have words. Let me have a little look at chat. I have no idea why Grindr wouldn't help, and they need to make a statement. I agree, CS. Welcome in. CS says all of these online meet apps are getting more dangerous these days, it seems. Honestly, I'm single. I won't use the apps. I won't. I just won't. The guy on Who's Right shirt color. Okay, so the guy in the blue shirt, in the first photo that you see, he's been charged with open murder. That's true, Bella Blue. Deprivation of liberty is not consensual. We don't really know, Bella Blue. That's a lot of the comments are saying that about Dharma, and that's why, and they're saying that is why this man has gotten away with his actions. Hey JDM, how are you? That's okay. We're only just getting started, really. We're chatting about the case of Kevin Bacon, a man from Michigan who was murdered. I don't know about the area. Let me just double check the area again. Shiawassee, Shiawassee, Shiawassee County. I don't know what if it's a very conservative town or not, but for me, I don't know whether there was possibly some bias going on there with this. I don't know. Hey Katie, how are you? But I can't stop myself from thinking, firstly, how fortunate the other man is that he was found alive, but if that outcome had been different and he had been charged, would Kevin be alive today? It's really hard. This is a really heartbreaking case. And this guy Kevin is everyone has said such nice things about him. He was a hairstylist. Apparently he was really talented. He had beautiful tattoos. He was a huge Taylor Swift fan. So yes, this was in Michigan in Shiawassee County. Hey Deirdre, how are you? Okay, so Jack's mum. At the moment, what we know is that the man on the left, Mark, the man on the right, Mark, has been charged with open murder. The speculation earlier was that the man on the left was running from the police, but that's been put to rest, and he has been cooperating with police. I don't know if he's involved or not. I can't say whether he is or not. This has only happened in the last 24 hours, obviously, so there's still it's still breaking, really. I'm still finding out a lot of information. His family have come out. Let me see if there's a video of his family speaking. His mum and dad have spoken. Okay, they have spoken. How about we let me window capture this so we can hear what they have to say. But yeah, so Jeffree Star, people don't like him, but he donated $20,000. The GoFundMe was for $20,000. He donated $20,000, and he did it without telling anyone about it. He just did it because he wanted to help. So I can't fault him for that. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Okay, let me fine tune this for you guys. It's just such a sad case. It's just, ugh. Okay, here we go.
Kevin was a kind-hearted person who enjoyed his work, his life, his work. He was a very good hairstylist. He had a natural talent for it. He was a very joyful person, very sociable person, and everybody who knew him enjoyed being around him. He would be greatly missed, not only by us, but by all his friends and family.
I don't know what the sound was like for you guys. I'm going to turn it up and then replay it.
Kevin was a kind-hearted person who enjoyed his work, his life, his work. He was a very good hairstylist. He had a natural talent for it. He was a very joyful person, very sociable person, and everybody who knew him enjoyed being around him. He would be greatly missed, not only by us, but by all his friends and family.
Oh, my heart. My heart. Hey Montana, you haven't missed too much. We're just talking about the case of Kevin Bacon, no relation to Kevin Bacon, a man from Michigan who was killed on a grinder date, and yeah, it's really sad. Hey, Mark Cookie, how are you doing? So yes, I made it as loud as I could. I played it a second time through. So they're organizing funeral arrangements. Apparently he was really outgoing, confident in his skin, one heck of a great hairstylist. He'd been a hairstylist for close to 6 years. He would try to French braid his mum's hair and his family members' hair. Friends say he was meeting up with a stranger from a dating app. Days later, his body was discovered by police at a home in Shiawassee County's Bennington Township. A 50-year-old man was arrested in connection to his murder. The case will be turned over to the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office Monday morning for potential charges. The medical examiner is not sure what time he passed away, as of right now, but they do believe it was sometime Christmas Eve, early Christmas morning. And then there's some articles about Jeffree Star as well, giving that $20,000. And they're already thinking about starting a scholarship in Kevin's name. Kevin's parents say his death shines a light on dating apps in which his dad says there's no regulation or accountability to a person's activity. He hopes lawmakers change that. And the bottom line is, and his dad Carl says, if you know people who use those apps, just make sure when they leave that you tell people who you're meeting with and exactly where you're going as well. And they've planned the funeral for Thursday and Friday of this week. So that's the latest on that one. It's so sad, this one. No, Montana, we don't know anything. This has sort of just happened. It's sort of all just breaking. Medical examiner still has to determine a cause of death. I don't know whether the alleged killer has been spoken to yet. They're turning it over on Monday morning, so maybe we'll find out some more. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so if anyone is using apps, I'm not going to tell anyone not to use apps, but just be careful. I really don't like the fact that Grindr didn't immediately retrieve the messages. They had to have at some point though, for them to find his body. They had to have figured out where he was at some point. One Smart Cookie, both gay. Let me move some pictures around so you can see. So Kevin has purple hair. He was a hairstylist. He met up with the man in blue in the photo with the two men. That man, Mark, has been charged with open murder. He is in a relationship, I believe, with the other man in the photo, but he hasn't been charged with anything in this case. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, CS. CS says my husband's nephew was murdered on Christmas Eve this year as well. That's awful. I'm so sorry. It's just, ugh, so awful. I hope that there's some justice for your, for your nephew as well. Yeah, I kind of remember that, Amy. There was a Grindr murder case. But the thing that gets me the most about this is the fact that someone else had left that home terrified for his life and nothing was done about it. There's got to be some bias going on there at all. So we'll keep on this case and we'll talk about it when more information comes out, because I'm sure that it will. At some point it will. Yeah, CS, let us know if we can help in any way. Hey Cookies Mum, how are you? So let's move on to another case. We have the 14-year-old that's missing, Harley Dilly. We have the Chrystul Kizer case. She's been charged with the murder of her alleged trafficker. It's wild. We have Erin Pascal, the Boston woman who killed her 2 children, and we also have an update with the Mormon Family Massacre that happened in Mexico. So you guys tell me what you want to look at next. Oh wow, Jack's mum. Uber refused to disclose rides without subpoena in the case of a murder of a friend of mine a few years ago. You would think that they would want to help. Yeah, you would. CS says it was a double murder suicide. He was murdered in front of his children, 2 children, and the woman who was there in front of her children as well. I am so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Those poor children as well. I'm so sorry to hear that, and I hope your husband's doing as well as can be expected, considering that's just awful. Christmas Eve, it's just not fair, is it? Any update on Heidi's case? I haven't looked in a couple of days for any updates. I will admit I've been doing other cases. I didn't know whether I wanted to continue with that because everyone seems to be on that case, and I don't want to bring you the same thing everyone else is talking about. But if you guys want me to still cover it, I'll happily do it. It was a little frustrating because I sort of... Anyway, I'll leave that. I'm sure he is a mess. That's awful. Okay, let's talk about Harley. Harley is the 14-year-old that's missing. So, Harley Dilly is missing from Ohio. Montana Sky says, wasn't the Mexico case LDS related? Yes, we will get into that. We will get into that. We have lots to cover today. No new updates, hearing on January 2nd. Okay, awesome. Thank you. One smart cookie. There was a dating site murder in Seattle of a single mum who dismembered her and dumped pieces in trash cans down the street. It was a few years ago, but interesting case. Oh, that's awful. Maybe we should look into that. Dating apps and Uber apps. So yes, I would love to do that. If I can, if you would like me to honor your husband's nephew, I would be honored to do that and to share the story, because like Bella Blues just said, I really like covering cases that need to be told. Just like Megan's case yesterday. I really want to be there for victims, and I would happily help any way I can. Oh, okay. Let me write it down just so that I can look into it. Cookie. Oh, we've got 2 cookies in the house. How funny. So Seattle. What's the Uber? Is it Uber or Lyft case where I can't remember her name? Is it Mackenzie Lewick? Was she the one that was killed by the Uber driver? Or is that a different case? Maybe I've got the name wrong. Hey Pookie, how are you? Hey Sarah, how are you? Oh, it's local. Oh. I've written it down so that I'll remember to follow up. Okay, so let's have a little look at what I've got for Harley. Nope, that's not what I asked you to do, YouTube. There is a group for him, Missing Harley Dilly, Port Clinton, Ohio. So he went missing on the 20th, so the same day as Peyton Houston, actually. So that was last Friday. So now it's been over a week. And I think he was on his way to school. So let me have a look for the article. Where's the article I saved on this? There's now a reward for him as well. Okay, so he was last seen by his mother on the morning of Friday, December 20th, just before 7 a.m. as he left for school. A reward of $7,000 is now being offered. There actually was a press conference on Friday, and I did actually see an article. They wanted everyone to leave their porch lights on in the hopes that he could get home. Which, I mean, he's 14. I don't know. Let's see. Do you guys want to listen to it? Let me load the press conference and see.
Matters, you don't just need a lawyer. You need a...
I'll see how long the press conference is. 13 minutes. Oh no, there's one from yesterday for you guys. Let me just have a little look. That's 3 minutes long, so let's play that one. Is there a 14-year-old missing in Colorado as well? You want a Bella update? Bella is good. She's currently laying next to me sleeping. She had a really, really great Christmas. She's been panting a lot, which I don't know whether that's the heat. So I'm just keeping an eye on her because I know panting can be a sign of pain or anemia. So I'm just keeping an eye on her to make sure that it's just because of the heat. It's really hot here. Last night we lost power. And so we were all melting and she was really uncomfortable. So I'm just going to keep an eye on her for a couple of days and see how she is. But she's still happily playing. She's eating. She had a bone a little earlier. So she's still in really good form. She's happy. I think she's happy. She's asleep right now, so she's, you know. Okay, so let's go back. Did I miss your Aussie case coverage? No, I haven't done it. Usually what I do with Aussie cases is I make videos on it, but it's really hard to find the time to do them. With everything, I might have to just put them on hold for a little bit and work out a new schedule or something, because I put a lot into them and I don't want to jeopardize the quality. Pookie, yes, I need to do that. I was actually going to do that earlier and I haven't done it. Yeah, we lost power. It was so hot that I just kept throwing water on myself. We were all miserable. I was starting to panic because it was about 2 hours in and the bunnies are really, really sensitive to heat. You can lose a bunny within 10 minutes of it being hot. Unfortunately, someone in a group I'm in, that happened to them the other day. So I was worried, but thankfully the power came back on. But it happens a lot in summer. It gets too hot and the power goes out. It's wild. But she's doing well. Yeah, I think it's just sweating or the heat. Because once I put the air conditioner on her, she cools down and she stops panting. Okay, what was I doing? Window capture. Wrong screen, Bridget. There we go. So let's see what the latest is on this case. All right, let's listen to the press conference. This is from Saturday.
Good afternoon. It's Saturday, approximately 3 o'clock. This will be the conference today. Unfortunately, there's no news that I can report to you other than the family has fully cooperated from the investigation. I want to read a note that the family provided me to read to the community and everybody watching. We want to thank all the agencies and all the people from the community who have assisted in searching for our son Harley from now and through the holiday season. As you can imagine, our family is terribly distraught at this time. This is not the Christmas wish we had hoped for. We pray for the safe return of our son, Harley. Harley, if you hear or read this, please come home. We miss you. Your family miss you. You are not in trouble. We love you. Thank you one and all for the continued effort and work you are doing and for all your thoughts and prayers. Pray, share, keep your eyes open. I'm going to request you can stay home tomorrow. If anything new happens, I will give you plenty of time to get here. Leave your card with our dispatcher in the hallway next door. If you do show up, I will be here at 3, but it may be like today. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Let's just do a read then, I guess. So they didn't do a news conference until 6 days after he was reported missing. And another interesting tidbit that I didn't know was apparently his parents didn't report Harley missing for 48 hours. So maybe that's why he was mentioning in the little snippet we just heard that they're being fully cooperative. I do have the last image of him. It's really grainy, but I'll pop it up. And I'll find out where the location of this image was. So that's just down the bottom of the screen. There we go. Okay, so this was captured on the same, this is the last image because it was captured on December 20th between 6 and 7 a.m. They're still assuming that Harley is alive. They're using live find dogs as well as cadaver dogs as well. Hickman, who is the police officer that was speaking earlier, said, "Until I hear otherwise, he's scared. He doesn't want to come home because he thinks he's in trouble. Nobody is going to change my mind until I hear otherwise." On Thursday, Hickman said Harley's parents have cooperated fully with the department's investigation. They have allowed PCPD to search the house, and cadaver dogs have gone through the home and searched family cars. Officers believe the teen left of his own free will between 6 and 7 a.m. No one has heard from Harley other than his mum on the morning of December 20th. He wasn't feeling well, but his mother instructed him to go to school. Hickman said that no Amber Alert has been issued because there was no reports of him being abducted. On Christmas Eve, the Ohio Attorney General's office issued an endangered missing child advisory for Harley. Hey, Faithful One, how are you? This is really interesting. Okay, so I'm not victim blaming at all, but I'm a bit concerned about the 48 hours situation here. As well. Why he wasn't reported missing for that 48 hours. So let's have a little research into that. If anyone finds out any information, you are welcome to email it to me at missbridgetparker@gmail.com, or let me know in the chat, or message it to me on Facebook as well. But that's really interesting. Let's see if I can find an article that talks about that at all. Oh. Let's turn my background music on so you can't hear my air conditioner. Yeah, Sarah smiles. No, Bella Blue didn't make an appeal at all, unless I've missed it. I'm doing some digging now, some respectful stalking. Harley Dilly, so this is from Cleveland19.com. Harley Dilly disappeared from his home more than a week ago on December 20th. Since his disappearance, K9 teams and helicopters from both state and federal agencies assisted in a search that has covered more than 100 acres near Dilly's home on Thursday. The main focus here is to get Harley home to Mum and Dad, Chief Hickman said. Hickman said more than 1,500 flyers with Dilly's photo and information have been distributed. He is urging residents in the community to leave their porch lights on at night to signal that the home is safe and a welcome place to end the search. Harley come home, Hickman said on Friday. Police said Dilly was wearing glasses, grey sweatpants and a maroon puffy jacket and black tennis shoes. Okay, this is interesting. Police said if something was not right, Dilly would stay away from home for the night and return the next day. Chief Hickman stated in a previous press conference that Dilly wasn't feeling well the day of his disappearance, but Mum made him go to school. The chief also said that the department does not believe Dilly was abducted. Dilly does have a sister out of state, but there was no sign of him when officials checked the home. Police said Dilly's disappearance was reported to the department at 11:50 p.m. on Saturday, and officers have been observing numerous hours of video from the surrounding community since. Port Clinton police said Harley is believed to be the person in the following picture, the one that's on screen, between 6 and 7 a.m. on Friday in the area between Dilly's residence on E5th Street and the Port Clinton High and Middle School campus. They don't think he's abducted. He's known to... So this is interesting. I'm going to read this sentence again. Police said if something was not right, Dilly would stay away from home for the night and return the next day. So what's going on in the home? Yeah, exactly. And stay where? Hey, G Money, how are you doing? And where would he go? I mean, that's confusing. So there's a group missing Harley Dilly, Port Clinton, Ohio, and they've been doing a lot proactively to search. But a couple of hours ago, well, an hour ago on Facebook, it says that they don't want the police have sort of said that they don't want help. It's kind of weird. Port Clinton Police Department put up a Facebook post that says on Sunday, December 29th, it says, "Good evening, friends. I have received calls and messages as to," and then in quotes, "private investigators working with our agency for disappearance of Harley Dilly. We have asked no private investigation company to assist us with the search. They may have volunteered, however, we have not requested their help. If you have someone that states they are assisting the Port Clinton Police Department with this investigation, they should have proper law enforcement credentials and or contact the police department if you should have any questions." It's really confusing. So then a company called Be Safe Security and Investigations, I think, helps with the group or runs the group. And they've made a post since that came out and said, "We wish the family, law enforcement the best of luck. Unfortunately, I made the executive decision, which upsets our team and me, that we are calling it off. At no time did we state a law enforcement agency requested our assistance, to include the FBI, as someone falsely stated. So this group of volunteers is moving on to where we appreciated and not dragged through the mud." So they were, so I'm assuming they were trying to assist and help as citizens, and the police have sort of told them not to. I don't know. This is all very weird. And then they mentioned that there was no press conference for today. There's a press conference tomorrow at 3 p.m, Monday, 3 p.m. And they stated, "We have no information that Harley Dilly was abducted nor injured in any way." So this is really interesting. Yes, it's so interesting that you said that, Sarah. It does look like Kyron. Let me put a photo up. Now I know why he seems familiar. It's eerie. Oh, that's freaky. I was wondering why he looked so familiar. Okay, so this is Kyron next to Harley. Interesting, huh? No, that was Chief... What was his last name? Chief Hickman. Hey TT and Z, how are you? How old would Kyron be now? I don't know. Let me have a look. He was... Oh, he'd be a lot older than that. I think... So he was born... He'd be a teenager. He'd be about 16, 17. It's just an interesting, I was wondering why Harley looked so familiar to me. Hey Kelsey, how are you? Oh, that's interesting, Sarah. Thank you, CS. I'll have a look at it when I'm off the stream. Thanks for trusting me with that. I really appreciate it. So, okay, so I'm just really confused. So the police obviously think that he's run away. They don't think he's been abducted. I think Kyron was born in 2002. So if anyone does have information, you can contact the police. There's two different numbers, 419-734-4404 or 419-734-3121. This is an interesting one. It's very interesting that they really do believe that he's left on his own, of his own free will. That's just really interesting to me because it's been such a long time. I hope that he's safe. I hope that he's just scared to come home because he's scared he'll get in trouble. But where is he? Who is he with? That's what concerns me. Already read that article. So I think that's the latest. There is a live stream of the candlelight vigil. Someone named Harley Dilly is actually in that group. That's his sister. So we'll keep on this one, but it's just interesting. I don't know whether I've known of a case where we're looking at 9 days out. They still think that he ran away. So the last time he was seen was Friday, December 20th between 6 and 7 a.m. And they didn't report him missing until Saturday at 10:50, or was it 11:50? 11:50 p.m. So if he's okay, so let's think about the fact that he has done this before and he comes back the next day. I don't know. Exactly, Emily. What makes him go away? Why does he leave and come back? What time is it in Port Clinton right now? I don't know. Ohio. Let me see. I don't know. I'll have to Google it. (10:06 p.m. according to Google. No, they never reported him when he was gone overnight before. Yeah, Amy, he missed Christmas. And they're still saying that he's left on his own free will. I mean, it's like Peyton Houston. I know she's 29, it's completely different, but no one misses Christmas. A 14-year-old doesn't miss presents on Christmas. If he gets presents on Christmas. I don't know. I just think it's really weird. I'll have a little look and see if the vigil's still going. Oh, The link is broken, so I can't have a look. I'm not sure. I hope he's safe. I really do. I hope he's just gone somewhere where he's safer. Well, Bella Blue, I think in the sense that he left the house of his own free will, I don't think they can say that he left on his own free will though. What happened, something could have happened when he got, before he arrived at school. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just, I'm confused. I am so pro-police. I am very confused by this. They're doing press conferences every single day. But they continually say they think that he's alive and they don't think he was abducted. But how can they know that for sure? That's a great point, Kelsey. I didn't think of that as well. It's snowing there. Very confusing. And the police have discouraged search teams. I guess go and join the group for more information, and I'll post about it in the Facebook group. The Facebook group for us is All Things True Crime, and Harley Dilly's Facebook group is Missing Harley Dilly, Port Clinton, Ohio. Let me pop it in the chat. Yeah, I think possibly Montana. Maybe he did run off and then during that time something happened. I mean, the distance from home and the last pic that was taken. There is actually a map that someone's made. Like, the Facebook group has gone to great lengths. Like, great lengths to help, and the police have just shut them down. I understand, I get that, but they're doing a brilliant job. I mean, wow. So I'll show you how incredible these guys are in this group. They've mapped out everything they've searched so that people don't go searching all in the same area. $75 points. They've searched. Wow. That's incredible. Okay, let's see if I can find the distance. Between school and home. There's some very interesting posts in the group. Oh, there's a lovely man that does data analysis and IT security testing who's going to go through everything. Like, everyone's trying to help so much. And The police are just saying, oh yeah, he doesn't want to be found. I don't know the distance. Has anyone been able to find it? Let me look at chat again. Yeah, that's true. They could know more. It's just interesting that they're very adamant about, oh no, he wasn't abducted. So what do they know? So there was a candlelight vigil at 5 p.m, I believe. But I haven't seen anything about it. So yeah, that's the latest. That's all we've got. I can't find a distance. What it will do is I'll keep doing some digging, see if I can find anything else out and pop it in the group or update you guys when I'm live next. So yeah. I think we will unfortunately have to move on to the next case because we still have a lot to cover. I don't think we're going to be able to cover it all. I'll go through the group a little later though. There's some really great posts in there. Hey Audrey, how are you? Bella Blue, can you send that to my other Facebook, please? Like my true crime one, because I'm not logged into the other one. I'll be interested to see what they say at the next press conference. So that's tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'll probably be asleep, but when I wake up, I'll have a little look at it and let you guys know, because I'm on again tomorrow to do a stream about the cases that captivated us this year. I have a list. How are the fires? They're not good at all. It's really bad still here, and ridiculously they're still doing fireworks. They do it every year in Sydney on the harbour, and usually I love it, but tomorrow is New Year's Eve for me because I'm in Australia, and it's going to be really hot and a total fire ban, but the government still are allowing they're still allowing the oh, what's happened? My stream's gone all funny. They're still allowing the fireworks. It's just ridiculous. Alrighty guys, let's move on to the next one. So we still have to cover. We've got Chrystul Kizer. Very, very interesting case, that one. Erin Pascal, the woman who sadly killed her two children on Christmas in Boston, and the Mormon Family Massacre. I might move on to the Mormon Family Massacre because I'm only going to go over it briefly. Because I don't know all of that much about it, and I kind of want to focus more on Chrystul's case. So the Mormon Family Massacre. Family and relatives went to Mexico or were living in Mexico. Hey, Awkward Occurrence Late Night Show. Hey, G and Maria, how is everyone? Yeah, they could report the child missing at any time. You can report someone missing at any time. The 48-hour, 24-hour thing is completely false. So I don't understand. I really don't. Let me just, where did my sources go? Oh. Okay, so this happened in November. I haven't actually covered anything about this case at all. Let me do what I'm supposed to do and change the photos. My computer's acting all funny. Let me just quickly do this. OBS does not like to play nice. Okay, so this happened in November, and when it happened, I was completely shocked by the whole thing. It happened November 4th, and it occurred in Mexico, in Sonora, I believe it is. Now, they moved from they moved from the US to Mexico because polygamy had been outlawed. So it was a polygamous family. They were in the LDS church, but there's a different section or faction of the LDS church that practices polygamy, and so they were involved in that. And so I think I can't remember when it was. I think it was Utah outlawed it, and so they decided to move. There was nine women in the family, I believe, and the entire family was gunned down in Mexico. And the people that are in the photo that you can see are unfortunately the victims. There was 9 victims, including so many children, and Titus and Tiana, who are babies. It's just absolutely awful, horrendous. So the victims were traveling in sports utility vehicles in a remote area when they were attacked. Investigators are considering the theory that the family was mistaken for a rival organized crime group. Julian LeBaron, a cousin of the victims, told the New York Times that the police chief's arrest. So what's happened since this horrible slaying occurred is that a Mexican police chief has actually been arrested in regards to this. It's just crazy to me, this one. So, the cousin of the victims, Julian, he lives in Mexico, and he says it's common knowledge down here that the police work with the criminals. They have a monopoly on security, and they get paid a wage for protection. And later we find out they participate in the murder of women and children. So I think there's also been 3 others arrested in regards to this. They were traveling in a convoy of vehicles, obviously because they're a large family. And they're in Sonora, which is 70 miles from Arizona. They were all removed from the cars and then sadly shot. And then the other weird thing about this is that they actually denied American investigators on the crime scene as well. A police chief from the neighboring state has been arrested. Oh my gosh. Hey J.R. Lang, how are you? Oh, it says my output's low. Let me check my settings. I swear after about an hour my computer goes, I don't really want to be bothered anymore. Yeah, twin babies shot to death. It's just, this one's just insane. A FBI spokesman did not directly address the allegations that Mexican authorities were obstructing American investigators, instead offering only this comment: the FBI continues to engage with our US government and Mexican law enforcement partners. We've offered assistance and stand ready to assist in the wake of this tragedy. I'm trying to find the names. Of who has been arrested. The New York Times has done a piece, so let's look at that. So yeah, 3 women, 6 children were killed. Ugh. Police chief arrested. Let's have another look. He was taken into federal custody. Okay, I don't think they've released his name. Why can't I find my link? Oh, okay, Bella Blue. When did this happen? This happened November 4th. An entire Mormon family was gunned down. 3 women and 6 children were killed. A polygamist family. And a police chief has just been arrested for it. Every article I click on wants me to subscribe. It's just not going to happen. Okay, Fidel Alejandro Villegas, I don't know, has been arrested in the town of Llanos. He apparently is suspected of protecting organized crime in the region and of colluding in the killings. And the victims were killed on a mountain road in Sonora State by suspected drug cartel members. They were dual citizens. Well, see, that's the thing that American officials should be allowed to investigate then, I believe. Women and children between 14 years old and 10 months were massacred and burnt alive. Mothers were screaming for the fire to stop. Oh, this is one thing I forgot to mention. A 13-year-old boy actually... what's going on? Am I still alive? Apparently OBS is not responding. Yeah, I'm still on. My computer's just completely acting up. So a poor 13-year-old boy in this family hid and was able to run for help I just can't imagine I think he walked for hours and hours to get help as well. Yeah, teen hid siblings walked 6 hours to get help after attack. After his mother was shot in an ambush, a 13-year-old boy hid his siblings and walked for about 6 hours to get help. Devon Blake Langford hid 6 of his siblings in bushes and covered them with branches to keep them safe whilst he sought help. The boy's mother, Donna Ray Langford, was driving one of 3 vehicles that were part of an apparent ambush that left 9 women and children dead in Mexico's Sonora state on Monday. Wow. After seeing his mother and 2 brothers die, Devon walked about 14 miles and relayed the first news anyone had heard of the attack. Devon's uncles armed themselves with guns and returned to try and find the hidden children, knowing many of them were injured. They didn't get far before realizing they would be risking death since there had been continual shooting for hours all over the mountains. 5 of the 6 children that Devon hid were taken to local hospital and later flown to the US. The 6th child, Devon's 9-year-old sister, went missing after she left in a second attempt to get help. I didn't know about that part. The victims are part of a Mormon community of about 3,000 members living in Mexico. I didn't know that either. Wow. This is crazy. Yeah, what a brave boy. Oh, he was interviewed? Hey, Andrew, I haven't actually looked at that at all today. I've been looking at other cases, but I did hear that there was an incident in Texas and there was in New York as well, I believe. Something about a synagogue, I think. I'm not sure. This is so crazy though. But yeah, so now apparently police officials have been arrested as well in connection with all of this. I do hope that that family gets justice. That's just crazy. That's really, really, really sad. Utah isn't prosecuting them. I don't know Montana because I am not American. So I don't know how it would work, but you would think that they would all work together if they were dual citizens. Thank you, Bella Blue. So they declined to reveal the name of the criminal organization. And the case is being handled by the Federal Attorney General's office in Mexico. And the FBI is in Mexico working with Mexican investigators. Awesome. Work together and get the bad guys behind bars, I think. I will have to have a look at that interview, see if I can find it with the boy and the dad. I didn't know about that. That would be really interesting to watch. Very interesting to watch. Is anyone buffering? Alrighty, let's move on. We have 2 other cases I wanted to cover. I think we will do Erin Pascal next, and then we'll leave Chrystul for last. So let's have a little look at what I've found out about Erin. Tiny bit. I'm going to have to do something about OBS because it's causing a problem with my computer. Like a big problem with my computer. Okay, Erin Pascal. So, someone brought this to my attention the other day in chat, and I hadn't heard anything about it, and then everyone started sharing it in the Facebook group. So, I believe this happened on Christmas Day. It was a double murder and suicide. So, she threw her children out of a window. Her 2 children. Let me see if I have a photo lined up. I don't think I have a photo for this one, and OBS is not letting me do anything. Why isn't it reported? What isn't reported is that the family had a 10-year war going on with cartels over land dispute. Didn't they live in Mexico? Yes, they did. Okay, do you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm actually going to stop the stream now. Oh, see, now it says that the stream health is fine. What the heck is going on? Hey, Tracker, how are you? So what I'm going to do is my OBS has completely stopped working, so I actually can't do anything. I can't change a picture. I can't do anything. It's just stopped responding. So I'm going to have to quit it and come back. I do want to come back because I want to cover Erin, and I really want to cover the case of Chrystul. So what I would recommend is I'm going to be 5 minutes at the most. If you just stick on my channel page and refresh, just in case you don't get a notification. If you haven't, I would recommend subscribing, obviously, and then clicking the bell. You should get a notification, but sometimes YouTube is a little temperamental and won't give out notifications. I know there's no issue with you guys, but I actually can't use OBS. I've got the wheel of death, the colored wheel of death. I can't use it, so I have to quit it and come back. It's just being really difficult. So I have to end the stream now, and I will be back in a moment. See you guys in